Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. At CloudFoundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
We have discussed about. The first thing is about the routing options. We have seen the different routing options that are available. Why is routing important? Why do we have to route a particular thing to somebody? Because it's obviously when we are dealing with assignments, when we are dealing with steps that involve human interactions, we need to tell who should be working on it. It gives them a responsibility, saying that you need to work on this particular functionality of my application. When it comes to routing, I have different routing mechanisms. The first one about current user. Whoever would be initiating your case, they will always be the current user. Right? First mechanism, without even knowing that we have been using the current user routing mechanism for. That is why Reddy is able to submit his details. He is able to approve himself. He is able to provide his offer later. All of that is possible. But ideally that is not true. A candidate cannot approve his own candidate. Someone else has to do it. Someone else has to schedule the interview. Someone else has to look after his onboarding formalities. Right? That someone is nothing but who we are routing it to. The second option is about specific user. When you want one specific user to work on your application, you would route a specific user. Sometimes you have a group of people and anyone from that group can pick up the assignment. That's called the work queue. Right. And then the last one is called business logic. Sometimes my routing could be on a conditional basis. It cannot be fixed always. It could be on a conditional basis. Those options can be added as your business logic and you can set your own routing mechanism. We have experimented these. We have created quite a few new users. We have seen how the case is being routed to different people at different steps and stages. We have seen how each one of it is important to finish the transaction. And even on my case type, I cannot complete the transaction. Correct. This is all about routing. Then we spoke about data objects. Right. We spoke about data modeling of your application. How you design your data model. Because for any application, data modeling is important. What kind of data are you going to handle? How are you going to design the DB? All of that is part of your data model. We have seen different data elements on the Pega platform. For we have used single value properties. Later we have got something called as data types. This is for a group or you can say a collection of properties. Rather than having each one of them individually, we call all of them together. We bundle them up together to call the data type. I can create different data types in my application. It could be candidate, it could be employee, it could be student, customer address, anything which involves multiple entities could be called as a data type. We have also seen how data types can be used across case types. Then we have directly used this under the configure view to show a single instance. Candidate page property, candidate list property both are used. One is for showing a single instance of candidate data. One is for showing a list type of candidate data. It's easy for me to reuse this. If there's one more case type called resignation, if I need to design it tomorrow, I can just simply go with the candidate page property and page list properties like this or fields like this. And I can quickly reuse the existing ones to define the data model of the resignation case. Rather than having single value properties for each and every case type, we tend to bundle them up together to call it a data type. And we have seen the different modes of the data like value mode, page mode. Within value mode, you have got single value, value list, value group. Able to recollect that. Single value group. Value list. And there's something called as page, isn't it? Which is when exact. There's page, page group and page list. These are the ones we regularly tend to use. But value group and value list are more often used from the Dev Studio. We wouldn't be having anything like value list. This is like good to know things, isn't it? This will not be like for the certification. It will not. Correct. Right. Then we have also spoke about something called clipboard. We have seen clipboard. We have seen like 4 categories of pages: user pages, system pages, data pages, link property pages. The data across a clipboard is in 2 forms. The name value there. You will have the name of the property and you will have the value that is assigned to it. You can see whenever you process your case, you can see the data is reflected on the clipboard. And the value is also true. You change anything on the clipboard, it will be reflected back on the case instance. Clipboard is one very good debugging tool that we will be using. Is that the only debugging tool? Like, that's the main debugging tool for a developer. That's the main one. We have others also. We have something called as tracer. Then you have live data, live UI. All of these are also. Those are the ones that goes live. I think more helpful. Right. For the App Studio, if you see, for VA you only have a limited set of features. You don't have access to the clipboard. I mean the clipboard you will have, but tracer and other tools you don't have. That's for the detail later, I think. And I think you may not be owning the tracer unless you have to debug something, I think, isn't it? Correct. Correct. It's like any other application which takes too much of memory or something like that. Correct. Exactly. Because I think clipboard erases itself, isn't it? It's a recycling like a clipboard, like a normal clipboard. It bores itself after a bit of time. But tracer and all, I think it might be just adding to the memory, isn't it? They're more like dynamic things. Even tracer. But tracer, you own it when you want to debug something and you can switch it off. Switch it off. Because it will take a lot of space. Correct. But it doesn't tracer until you give a command might be to erase it. It may not erase itself, isn't it? Correct. Correct. That's true. You will play pause and stop the tracer. It's just to analyze a problem or something if anything is running slow or if you come across any problem. It's more like a dynamic debugging tool. You will see you know which rule. You meant dynamic in the sense like whenever you want, you will own it, and whenever you don't want to. I was thinking dynamic in the sense you meant like clipboard, it can be erased by itself, but not. No. Tracer would be. I have a tracer throughout my application, but I will switch it on. It's the efficient way to do it. Correct. It is everything, every rule, form, or every property that we create. Everything will be traced. We have a lot of settings on it. On what you wanted to trace and whose you wanted to trace. You can check those options. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.